So with more phones than ever losing their headphone jacks, many people are switching to Bluetooth earbuds and Bluetooth headphones, and so in this video I'll be comparing 4 of the best ranked Bluetooth headphones on Amazon and testing them head to head to see which ones rank better in different categories. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be diving in and comparing 4 different of the best-selling Bluetooth headphones from Amazon to really decide which one is the best one for you to buy. Now, you might have seen other videos out there where people just put them on and tell you they sound good or they don't sound good. In this video, I'm really gonna try to break it down and make it as measurable as possible to really test everything out in front of you to show you guys how well each pair performs compared to the other ones for a truly honest reviews. Now, these are the budget ones on Amazon. When I say budget, I just mean they're not like Sennheiser or Bose or Beats. They're going to be like the cheaper ones that range anywhere from like $30-ish to about $60 or $65. The first one that we're starting with is the EarFun WAVE or EarFun. I'm not really sure how you would pronounce that. We're going to call them EarFun in this video. The EarFun WAVE, these were sent to me by EarFun. Admittedly, I did not purchase them, but I'm not in debt to them for anything. I'm going to roast these as much as I need to. So these actually look really cool. I kind of like the aesthetic of them, how they're just a nice simple black. They have a little bit of a shine around the edges right there. Now next what we have is we have the DiePlay headphones right here. These have active noise cancellation, so that's a big selling point on these. They're claimed to be as good or better than the Sony noise cancellation. We're gonna test that out in this video and really see how good that is. These are, again, very simple and aesthetic. They're a little bit similarly shaped to some of the Bose headphones you see, how they're just a kind of an oval shape. They're really minimalist design, not a lot of colors, not a lot of flash. Next after that, we have the MPOW 059. This one actually ranks the highest out of all of these on Amazon selling. So these are, an Amazon's choice if you look it up. And you'll see that these are, again, they have a little bit more flashy than the other ones. They have a full control set on the right side there. So you have volume, you have next song, previous song, you have an answer, reject button, and your power button right there. So a little bit more controls on this. These don't have active noise cancellation. So we're gonna dive in and see what they do have besides just the aesthetics. That does look pretty cool. I like the red, the black, the silver. They have a couple different colors available for this one. I chose the red ones right here. Then lastly, another one that ranks really high on Amazon. These always show up, and I've always been very skeptical of these. These are made by Cohen, and these are the E7, so they look a little funky with the triangle on the side, and they do have active noise cancellation. That's a big selling point for these. A lot of people like them. They get good reviews, so we're gonna dive in and figure out what is all the fuss about these, and are these actually as good as they're supposed to be? So guys, for those of you who are new here, I'm Michael Bryan, and this channel is all about diving in and testing the newest tech on the market. So if you enjoy this video, it doesn't have to be now, but at any point in the video, if you decide that you like this style of video, make sure you go down and click the subscribe button and the like button. I really appreciate it. Getting back to the video. So starting off with sound cancellation, already the MPOW and the EarFun do not have sound cancellation, but I will say that out of these two, the EarFun has the best foam on there, so there is the best sound blocking on these, actually out of all of them, just because it's a really, really thick foam right there. It is pretty comfortable, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but you'll notice that putting these on, you're not gonna hear a whole lot going on around you, and that's definitely a big plus. Then we have the Cohen, and we have the DiePlay right here. Now, when I try them on, I will say the Cohen does have active sound cancellation that works moderately well if you're hearing, a lot of buzzing in the background or any kind of, like an airplane, for example. They do work, but I will say that the DiePlay seems to have a much better, a much more obvious sound cancellation, so that if there's any ambient noise, it just gets dead. It's really, it's interesting how you can hear voices and things that are sort of sporadic sounds, but the constant sounds are definitely really squashed by these headphones. And that's something that's really cool. When I'm flying next time, I think I actually might be using these headphones just to block out that ambient sound. Next, we have comfort. This one, unfortunately, is a little bit subjective, but I did use each of these for an entire day, just separately. Of course, I've used some of them longer than a day, but I wanted to make sure each one was worn all day, just straight with, just one pair of headphones. So I found that the DiePlay, they fit really well over your ears, and at first they feel pretty comfortable, but after a little bit of time, you get kind of fatigued after like an hour of using them, maybe 2 hours. So next up is the Cohens. When you put these on, I think that they feel a little bit cheap. Out of all of them, they seem to be like the most wobbly and loose. and I'm not really sure exactly why that is, but it just is not the best build. So I'm unfortunately going to give that the worst rating out of all of these, just because it's too loose. I like to run or work out or wear these headphones when I'm walking around. And so next up, the MPOWs, when you put these on, these are probably the most snug out of all of these, and I do like that. They're good for working out or running for that reason. I would say that the comfort, they fit around your entire ear, and it's definitely pretty good. I've worn these for, again, a whole day. It didn't really bother me. I would rank these approximately the same as the DiePlay, although they are a little bit better for, like I said, working out or anything more dynamic. Okay, so the EarFuns then, as far as comfort goes, they do have a very big cushion right there, and maybe for that reason, it's not the best if you're working out. They're not really super tight. They definitely don't fall off, but I don't know if I would want to do any kind of like a boxing workout or anything too dynamic with these on. Also because there's so much foam right there, I feel like maybe it's water resistant, but more likely it's just going to act like a sponge and soak up a lot of sweat. So these might not be the best for working out, but they are pretty comfortable, and wearing these have the least discomfort after a long time. So after like 4 hours of listening to all of these separately, these definitely feel the best. I can wear them all day, and you almost don't even notice they're on your head. As far as aesthetics go, this is actually one that I'm going to show you guys, but not rate for you. So I would say that personally, my favorite is going to be probably the EarFuns. I like the really simple look right there, the simplistic, not really flashy. But I do also like the DiePlays. I think that there's something to be said about that sort of Bose-like design, so that people look at these from a distance. It doesn't have, the logo really big there, so they might think you're wearing Bose. They might think you're wearing something that's more expensive than just $50. So that's a little bit of a plus there. So the MPOWs are the only ones that really have a lot of color blasting right here. And you'll see that it's kind of a little bit like Beats, like I said before. It's shiny, they have that plastic on the outside and kind of like a soft color on the inside, where the foam is that and a little bit accent underneath everything right around the ear pads. So it looks cool, maybe not my style, but there's a lot of people that can definitely rock this look a lot better than I could. So they definitely look pretty good. Then we also have the Cohens right here. The Cohens are probably the least aesthetic out of all of them, just because they are probably the largest and like the most round, kind of odd shape on the side. I would actually, no, they're about the same size as the EarFuns, but they accent a little more with the shiny, like the plastic that's supposed to look like chrome. Again, this is not my favorite aesthetic out of all of these, but they're definitely not bad, I guess. They could be a lot worse. They're not really that gaudy. They're just very plain, and they kind of look a little bit cheap. So which one actually looks the best out of all of these? Comment down below. I want to actually put this out for vote from you guys to figure out which one actually looks the best, which one should I be wearing every day, and which one would you be wearing every day, just to really get a feel for what people like and why. So next up, we have the controls. So rating the controls on all of these. First of all, we have the DiePlay right here, and like I mentioned before, these only have the power button, the volume up and down, so you can change the volume for your music. And then also right there you have that little switch, which is going to be your active noise canceling. So definitely cool right there that you can do that, but you're not going to be controlling your music. You're not skipping to the next song or playing and pausing. Next up we have the EarFun. Same concept here. There is no active sound cancellation on these, so you literally just have the on off, and then you have the power up and power down. You're not going to be controlling these with any controls on the headphones themselves, other than just power on, volume up and down, like I said. So next up we have the MPOWs, and you'll see right there on the side they do have a full control set, so you can actually skip songs, play songs, pause, answer calls, change the volume, and do a lot of stuff just from the side right there. That's pretty common for a lot of Bluetooth headphones besides the other two that I mentioned. But one thing I will note is that when you're wearing these, it is a very clicky button right on the side, so it is, if you click some of them, it can be really loud and a little bit annoying. Then we have the Cohens here. Now the Cohens on one triangle, so there's two triangles. The one of them you can go volume up and down just by, it's essentially a rocker switch right there. The other one doesn't really do anything. And then on the bottom you have a switch which turns on either Bluetooth or noise cancellation just by how far you push that switch. So it's a three position switch. So next up is the range. I'm going to take these outside and see how far they go before they cut out. So for range, as you guys could see, they all went really far, honestly, as far as I would possibly really need them on everyday use, but the MPOWs definitely won that test. They went a lot farther, and the DiePlays did not fare nearly as well. So if you walk away from your phone really quickly and come back, and you have to go like 400 feet or something really far, then the MPOWs are the ones for you. So as far as the audio quality goes, the Cohens right here, they sound decent. Honestly, I was kind of impressed. They actually had among the lowest of volumes when I measured these, although I will say that the overall quality is pretty well balanced. They're a little bit weak in the bass, and they do sound a bit tunnely, so that's how I would describe the audio quality on these. The diplays then had a very loud maximum volume, at least at 400 something hertz that I used, just a constant tone. So they had a very loud volume there. They're also, I would say, out of all of these, the most balanced headphones. I think they sound pretty good, but they're not, they're not really bass heavy. So if you listen to a lot of rap or a lot of music that uses a lot of bass, maybe these are not the best for you. And maybe the ones that you would want to choose would be something like the EarFun. So the EarFun, they honestly, I thought they sounded really good. There was a very strong bass there. They were pretty punchy, and I will say the highs and the mids are a little bit lower quality. So if you're listening to something that's very bass heavy, these are definitely a good pair of headphones for you to get. If you're listening to a lot more acoustic music, you definitely would want to lean more towards the diplays. Then with the MPOW headphones, I found that these had a very high volume similar to the diplay. Again, that's only with one frequency. These aren't going to perform similarly across all frequencies, but just at that one frequency, these had a good volume. These are also kind of bass heavy headphones, so they do sound a little bit muddy with a lot of bass, but it's really nice if you're listening to rap or any kind of hard rock, especially if you're working out. It's nice to have that prominent bass. So as far as battery goes, the Cohen E7s were supposed to last 30 hours, and at full volume, they probably lasted somewhere around 5 hours, so not nearly as long as I would have hoped. Then we have the diplays, which last about 15 hours is what they say they last, and honestly, after using them, they do last 15 hours. Then we have the MPOWs, which should last 20 hours, and honestly, these last close to 20 hours. I don't know if it's exactly 20 hours, it's really hard to say, but based on, the increments that I measured, when it drops like 40% over so many hours, you extrapolate that and it's close to about 15 to 20 hours. Then we have the EarFuns. They're supposed to last 40 hours, although if you're listening at full volume, it's probably a little bit more like 10 hours. So still a very good battery life on all of these, and the standby on them is also very impressive. So I didn't have a problem with these dying. You can easily listen to these for like a week. So guys, in conclusion, which headphones do I think are best? So I would say the first obvious choice, if you are working out, if you're somebody that likes to lift or run or do any kind of dynamic exercising, you want bass heavy headphones, you want something that looks pretty good in the gym, maybe a little bit of color. I think the MPOW headphones, the 059s here, are an excellent choice. Now, if you were somebody looking for more of a studio environment, maybe you're working on your laptop and you want some kind of acoustic music or anything a little bit softer, and you want something that's well balanced so you can hear vocals well, you can hear the mids well, then I would say the diplays might be the best one for you to get. So I like how these are small and simple, they have a really good battery, and like I said, very good audio quality. Not to mention, if you're traveling, I think the diplays are also good because they, out of all of these, had the best active noise cancellation. So then anybody that likes to listen to music for a very long time and they're looking for comfort and maybe just a nice sleek aesthetic, something that is not going to be too gaudy but definitely looks nice, I think the EarFuns are a really great pair of headphones. Out of all of these are among my favorites because I listen to a lot of music that has a lot of bass, and these definitely provide a lot of bass. Then the Cohens, now these are very popular on Amazon for a lot of reasons. I do think that they have decent audio. Unfortunately, the aesthetic is not my favorite, and also I would say the battery on this is not as impressive as I was hoping for. So they do have active noise cancellation, and they are overall a decent pair of headphones. So guys, that's everything I have to say about these 4 different pairs of headphones. Comment down below which one you like the best and why, or maybe if you have another pair of budget headphones that you like or are interested in, comment them down below as well. I want to hear it from you guys. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.